Last week's swing trade is already up 20%, and this week I've got another one for you coming up on Trade Talk Media. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Trade Talk Media. I am your host, 7-Star Mike. Now, last week I gave you a swing trade that's already up 20% or $1,000 per contract. I've got another swing trade idea for you this week, and I'm going to show you how we use options flow to scalp coming up on Trade Talk Media. Let's start this week by taking a look at how we can use options flow for scalps and day trades. Let's start with Square. They hit this one right at the opening bell when Square was trading at 84.48, and it shot up to 93.19 relatively quickly. That was only 1 hour of action, and these contracts were starting off the day at 575. They get in at 586. So they got in pretty close to right at the low, and they shot up to 11.35 within an hour. That is a 97% gain. That is a solid trade for Square. We're going to move over to Coin. They hit Coin 30 minutes into the bell at 92.74. It shot up to 98.87. This is the options contract over here. You can see this big volume bar where they came in here. That was 7 o'clock in the morning. I am on Pacific Coast, so that is 10 o'clock in the morning East Coast time. They hit those contracts for 94 cents. They went all the way up to 370 shortly after that. That is a 294% gain just using the options flow to find these aggressive short-term entries. Now let's take a look at the swing trade for this week. We're talking about FSLR. They put just under $3 million into the 12/16 $120 calls. Now FSLR was trading in the mid to upper 102s. So 120 is a little bit out of the money, but there's size into this trade. There's some time on it. So let's take a look at the chart and see what we're looking at. Okay, so this is the daily chart on FSLR. You can see over here we had this big gap up and then a big green candle and then a few days of just kind of going sideways. There's a little bit of range in here, but it's kind of digesting this big gap up over here. So let's put some lines on this chart. We're going to have an obvious one over here at the peak of this particular candle. Let's drop a line there. So on this little run up, it basically found some resistance there. If we go back over here, you can see some wicks above that area, but the candle never closed above that. So that level, 107.27, we're going to look at that as a first level of resistance. Now above that, we've got the peak over here of where this candle did wick up to but couldn't close. That's going to be 112.50, and above that we've got this peak over here. That's going to be 123.13. Now remember, these are 120 calls, so if it did reach that peak and it's starting down here in the low 100s, that's going to be a solid trade. Now what about to the downside? Well, we can take this consolidation area here, drop a line at the lowest point there. That's $96. So if we zoom in a little bit, let's see what we're looking at here. That $96, you can see how that was acting as support. A little bit of support over here, a little bit of support over here. We can use that as a stop. If you want to be really aggressive, since these go out to December, you can maybe use this support level in here. If you want to put a line there, that would be about 87.78. That would be a big drop from where it is now. There's a little bit of time for it to recover if it got there, but I'd be more comfortable watching this 96 area. That's the daily chart for FSLR. Last week's flow trade is already up 20%. I've got a new swing trade idea for you this week with FSLR. I also showed you how we can scalp and day trade using options flow. I am 7-Star Mike, and thank you for watching Trade Talk Media.